Hi guys, welcome to the Rule of Two, where the Star Wars news saga continues. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And today we're going to talk some Mandalorian.
Yes, for real this time. Not that stuff that we did last time.
You guys really stretched out on that one.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about it. You weren't here, and he was refusing to. I literally tried to get him to watch it before we started, just so we could talk about it. He's like, nah, I don't want to.
Sorry, Art. Like, we're going to talk about it now.
I was like,
if you have not seen it, don't watch this video.
Spoil it for Art. And I was like, what do you want to do? Do you want me to spoil the end? Do you want me to spoil the surprise? We're spoiling something.
We're going to go ahead and talk about both episodes real quick.
Yeah.
And then we'll have some other news that we're going to talk about real quick. All right. So let's go ahead and start it. First of all, I've said it in another show. Great start, great anchor of a show to launch the Disney Plus.
Right.
Would you agree?
Yes, definitely. It was the most anticipated thing of this whole platform for me. And it was like, I didn't really care about anything else. Like I said, the licensing things makes a lot of the MCU stuff available every place. It does, or at least on Netflix, at least. So my draw to this channel was going to be for The Mandalorian. A Star Wars fan, of course, but the way they presented it and teased it out to me, it just like, ooh, I gotta see that.
And you say that because it's like, I mean, it's pretty much looks like it should just belong on the big screen.
It does.
And
it does, but I don't want to see them fast forward this.
It is so beautifully shot. But I actually got a little bit more excited for The Mandalorian than I'm for Rise of Skywalker right now. Unfortunately,
it was closer, so I guess I'm still excited for Rise of Skywalker.
Well, I am too, but I'm just saying, as far as looking at it from a standpoint of continuation and tone, similar to Rogue One.
Right.
Maybe a little bit more a Western.
It's definitely Western vibes, and I have a comparison, which definitely in episode 2, I was like, oh, that's where whoever directed this episode, that's where they definitely pulled it from. Are you ready to move on to episode 2 first, or are you going to
Let's go to episode 1 real quick. All right. Pretty much, it is a great introduction to the whole thing, as far as who he is, and the type of bounty hunter that he is. You got a lot of snapshots of different bounty hunters from the past.
Yes.
And some good nods there. And hey, you got Apollo Creed, baby.
Yeah,
like, I'm good right there.
I'm sure they're gonna do more with him in the series. It's like, man, I hope that's just not all they're using him for.
No,
probably just to introduce that one mission.
But you got the guild. You get introduced to the guild as far as
which the way they explain it, it's like I didn't know that they all work together. And it's like we pass out these things, and it was like in. Did Vader go to Carl Weathers and he was
or was this?
I need you to send me some bounty hunters.
Was this like the hotel for John Wick?
Yes.
You get all these different.
Exactly. That's a good comparison right there.
So basically, Carl Weathers or that other guy, they're the bail bondsmen. And
or no, now that you say that, they even make a comment and it's like, well, your reputation precedes you, and I was like, this is John Wick stuff here.
It's John Wick.
He's the Baba Yaga.
Exactly. It's a bail bonds.
Yeah.
They're the bail bondsmen. Yeah.
It's Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Dog the Bounty Hunter. Exactly. But yeah, and then the introduction of IG-11. Well, that's Taika Waititi from the director of
which I am so glad that he didn't get all goofy with it. I liked a little bit of levity that he added to it, but it was like, okay, cool, play it as a robot, be a little funny, but don't I was hoping they didn't do Han Solo do Solo with that robot.
I think that they would have done the same as what they did with Rogue One with what is it, K2SO?
Yeah, K2SO.
I think he's very similar to that.
Yes.
Very similar to that. But
I was so fearful they were gonna do what was the name of the robot in Solo?
I don't remember.
It wasn't Millennium Falcon. But it's like, I was like, it's so over the top, and I was like, that's too much. And when they said he was gonna do the voice, I was like, don't do that. But like you said, K2SO, that type, and it was great. One of the things with the IG-11, not 88, I never in its design, I was like, that's the most awkward looking robot that I've ever seen. How is that ever going to do anything? And the way that they showed how he performed and moved, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That was the best scene of that.
That was the best scene. And the constantly trying to self-destruct. That part was cracking me up. It's like, all right, I'm giving up. All right, I'm done.
Don't do that.
Yeah, it was a great balance, and we talked about it briefly on another show as far as the inspiration for Star Wars in general were those old westerns, and I think that Favreau captures all that in how he wrote this, how you know, because he's a big part of this creative process in this whole thing. So the execution on the whole thing was great.
Yes,
it was absolutely freaking fantastic for a first episode.
Yeah.
Where to the point where people are so spoiled with like Stranger Things and all the binge watching, you know,
that they're not getting it all.
They're not getting it, but they're like really glued. Like, I gotta tune in now.
Yeah,
similar to what the old Western serials back in the day. You had to
remember with TV, you had to wait till next week to watch something.
Yeah,
we're back to that. We're back to that. It was a smart move on Disney's part to do it weekly because it guarantees that they will have subscribers.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of things that Netflix fights is that people will, there's a show that I want to watch. I'm going to sign up.
Stranger Things. Yeah. I mean, with Stranger Things, I'm
going to sign up for
the whole damn thing.
I'm going to sign up for like $8, watch the whole thing, and then I'm going to cancel it. And it's like, and Netflix fights that, but because they've set that precedent, that's what people expect. Disney, they did a great job by doing this. Now, you got to subscribe all the way to Christmas.
And I was gonna say, do you think they're gonna do that to the MCU shows when it comes out?
Well, I did hear some things that they may cycle them in and out.
Okay.
Yeah, so like
that makes sense.
So these are there now. When they get the licenses back, or they end on Netflix stuff and Hulu stuff, then they may change these movies out with the other ones, and then add like 5 more movies in, and then just keep doing that. Yeah. So that way, like, ooh, this one's now on there, and now I have to resubscribe. I hadn't had to resubscribe, or I was getting ready to unsubscribe. Oh, they're adding this next month. Now I have to stick around, type deal. Because even Netflix loses stuff when their license is in. They take things off. So why would that be any different from Disney, even though they own all the content?
So now that because after Rise of Skywalker, it's going to be a while before we get another Star Wars on the big screen.
Right.
Even though there's supposedly, I don't know if that.
I mean, the Obi-Wan still.
That Kevin Feige.
That one's out there.
Ryan Johnson trilogy potentially.
But they're not in production right now. So yeah, it's going to be a while.
So. But you don't want to lose Star Wars.
Right.
So I think this, having it in the small screen and then having that window, because this takes place 5 or 6 years after Jedi, so you have all of that time to play with. Then you talk about Kenobi, which is way further before.
Yeah.
You know, this is actually after Revenge of the Sith.
Really? Oh yeah, because we have to talk about what he was doing when he was on Tatooine, right?
Yeah.
And that's I really want to see it, and I hope they mix in Maul in that. I wanted them to mix in, well, no, because Boba Fett would be more. I thought he'd be more.
But they can mix in Solo in a way. They could even bring. What if they were to bring back Ehrenreich or Alden Ehrenreich to be Solo in that?
Nah, I don't think they're gonna do that.
I don't think they will either. But I don't know.
All right,
but going back to the Mandalorian, now you go after you and IG-88 or him and IG-88 there. Boom, boom. They're going through their little battle and all that. Then comes the shock.
Yeah,
with the egg. And the true, the truth, the bounty, what the bounty's for.
Right.
What was your reaction when you saw Baby Yoda?
Yeah. So because the species doesn't even have a name. I don't know why George Lucas didn't give the species a name. I guess maybe he has something in mind, but we have to call it Baby Yoda thing, or cloned Yoda, or whatever this is going to turn out to be. The first thing, my initial reaction was like, oh, that's so damn cute. It's like they're gonna make so much money off this thing.
Absolutely.
The minute that little toy comes out, the plush comes out, I was like, I'm gonna fucking buy one now. I was like, that thing's so cute.
There's a post out there that said, the whole premise of this show is bounty hunters traveling with a Funko Pop.
That's hilarious.
And possibly true.
Yes.
Adorable character design.
God bless that damn Yoda. Adorable. Anyway, but like my mind was like, because I had to think about, I was like, this isn't before then. I was like, this isn't the same Yoda. It's like, because Yoda's dead. I was like, did Yoda get reincarnated?
Yoda had just died 5 years ago. 5 or 6 years ago.
Do they come back? I mean, because he vanished.
But the
thing is, I hate when Star Wars just vanishes bodies.
But the 50 years old. The baby is 50 years old.
Yeah, because he was 800 years your age. Look as good
I know, I understand. But 50 years old, look how cute you look.
Yeah.
But the thing is 50 years old, so that means it was already in existence when Yoda passed.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, so it's already been out there. So Yoda's kid? Deadbeat Yoda?
Deadbeat Yoda. Then...
I mean, the other thing that you can think about it would be clone, because there's cloners out there, and we do know that even though they kind of outlawed it, that doesn't mean that their cloning's not still there. But How would Yoda not know that he had been cloned?
Well, let's go.
He would have had to give the genetic material for him to clone.
Let's go ahead and go into episode 2 now.
Okay,
so episode 2 is now the child.
Right.
It's strictly pretty much a little bit of, not really necessarily an explanation, but just a little bit more exposure to the baby Yoda. Right.
Him interacting with it and stuff like that, and then so that's one of the reasons why I want to talk about episode 2. Dude, the beginning of this, when he's traveling with it, and he gets caught. Dude, this is Lone Wolf and Cub. Have you ever seen Lone Wolf and Cub?
I have not seen Lone Wolf.
Samurai. So when it was originally released here in America, it was called Samurai Assassin. Samurai Assassin. It was about this rogue samurai, and this Ronin samurai. He left because a wife died and he had a baby to take care of, and then they started sending assassins after him. So he's like on the road, and it's very, for a Japanese like TV show about a samurai, it's very westerny. And I know that we were talking about the whole elements of western and George Lucas and stuff like that. It's very westerny. So he travels, he's very silent, and it's narrated through the baby. The baby talks as not even as an adult, like as a young child.
Okay.
He narrates the whole show. Like the samurai really doesn't say anything. So in Japan it's called Lone Wolf and Cub. So they walk. It's like literally just walking from town to town through like desolate areas and stuff like that.
Kung
and then
Fu.
Basically, and then he will normally get attacked in like forests and shit like that. And it was Baby Cart of Doom is the original one that they first, because the cart had like samurai blades that came out, and he kicked.
Yeah, so this is a lot like that. So
he
it sounds
kicked
like it's a lot like.
So like the whole moment is like he kicked the baby. That was the thing that he did in Lone Wolf Cub. He would kick the carriage out of the way, or he would kick the cart out of the way, and then fight and take on all the assassins, and then go get in. And if you came over to the thing, the little baby would even like stab you with the sword and stuff like that. So I got a big vibe out of that, and because they show so many elements of him just walking with it. If you just watch a trailer for Lone Wolf and Cub, it's very bloody, by the way. But you will see like, oh, that's where they got that from. Kind of like how people always imitate the hallway scene from
Raid.
From the Raid, but Raid got it from. They remade it here with Samuel Jackson. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Ray got
Oh
it from
Boy.
Oh Boy.
Yeah.
But how that gets redone over and over, everybody keeps trying to imitate that scene. So I was like, Dread, exactly. So that was my big thing, and I was like, oh, if they do the rest of this show like that, I was like, I don't care what else to do. I love the show to the end because I love Lone Wolf and Cub.
If they do go that route, it's gonna make it a completely different type of Star Wars film. But one day, man, I would watch that.
But if he's
definitely watch
like
that.
His whole job at that point, because that's what it seems like they're setting up. My job now is to protect this thing, because I don't even think he's gonna turn it over at this point.
But going to you see IG-11 that pretty much he's on that. He was on that. Just jumping back to episode 1 real quick. He got called on to kill this thing, and the Mandalorian was like, you too? Like, what the hell? I thought I was the only one.
Yeah, and then and when he sees the tracker in episode 2, it's like everybody's after this thing.
Everybody's after this thing. So he knows. You're right. For sure, he's not going to kill it.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell he's going to kill it now. Where Gina Carano plays in this, I don't know.
I'm waiting for them to get to her.
I cannot wait when she gets involved in this. But going with episode 2 now. So it's him and the kid, right? He's going.
The Jawa scene was amazing.
The Jawa scene. Okay. Well, Nick Nolte, man. Let's give it up for Nick Nolte.
By the way, it took me.
Let's give it up for Nick Nolte.
3 watches of the first episode for me to even realize that was Nick Nolte. Because I saw the credits, I was like, Nick Nolte wasn't in it, and I kept listening to it. Oh, that is Nick Nolte.
Yes.
He just totally made me forget it was Nick Nolte.
So
I have spoken.
I have spoken is now the new freaking thing. I have spoken. That is the new meme there.
Yeah.
He ain't Jack Cates no more. Now he's I have spoken.
I love how they don't do a bunch of names, and everybody doesn't need to be full backstoried, and you don't have to find out all that stuff. You just kind of like live in the moment of when he comes across these people. We didn't need to know a lot about Nick Nolte's character, except that he was a moisture farmer, and like he tried to like, hey, thanks for helping me out. Let me.
And all he wanted was peace in his planet. That's why he helped.
That's cool. And we didn't need to know like, hey, these guys came and stole my wife or killed my kids. It was like just help me get these guys to go away.
Yeah, and no interest in money, no interest in joining. I mean,
we didn't have to add him to the ragtag team. And
I would have liked it. I would have liked for him to be part of it. That would have been awesome. But I understand, and I don't think that we've seen the last of it, to be honest with you.
And back to episode 1, and I forgot to mention it. Did you ever at least see the Boba Fett portion of the holiday? So when he gets on the thing and he has his blaster, I was like, dude, this is totally the holiday special.
Well, they mentioned Life Day.
Yeah.
They mentioned Life Day. I know that you had talked about, we're jumping back and forth, I know, but I know you were talking about that Easter egg.
Yeah.
That was Boba Fett in the dark.
Yeah.
That was Boba Fett in the dark.
People
I
on,
know it was
on
Boba
Facebook,
Fett in the dark.
there was a whole conversation. I posted that picture on Facebook.
Unless somebody got his armor. That's the only thing that I can think of. If somebody found his armor, the Sarlacc spit him out.
Yeah, because that was the whole argument. Everybody was like, he's dead. He died in the Sarlacc pit. It's like, we don't really know that.
We don't know if he died in the Sarlacc pit.
We know he's in the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
And it's been, you said 5-6 years since Jedi?
5 years since Jedi.
So, I mean, he had time to get out. Though, the only part about that is that in the now canon books, they don't look as Boba Fett as part of the Mandalorian.
That is correct.
So, for him to be on Mandalore, kind of suspicious. So that might have just been an Easter egg that they threw in there to see if we would find it. And they were just like, because they said the showrunner said it's like Boba Fett's not in the show. They said he's not in the show. So that just might have been an Easter egg they threw in there to see if somebody finds this.
But look at it, that. Listen to what you just said. Mm-hmm. Boba Fett is not in the show. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. But his armor is.
So it could be somebody maybe he is dead and somebody retrieved his armor.
Exactly.
Because they even said that his armor was stolen from somebody else.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I honestly believe that is Boba Fett.
Okay.
So going on with episode 2. So you get the whole thing with the Jawas. Mm-hmm. Well, first of all,
that's what he's disintegrating people, and when Vader made this like no disintegrations, and I was like, wait. The Mandalorian's disintegrating people left and right. Exactly. That dude is like, bah. And at first I felt bad. I was like, oh, he's just killing the Jawas. That's not fair. And then I saw when he attacks the thing and they're throwing stuff and they're trying to kill him. I was like, oh, these little bastards.
Oh, they're dying. They're gone. They stripped his ship. They stripped his ship. You know.
She broke me down to my brake pads.
Oh, broke me down to my brake pads.
They stripped it. Him trying to get onto their little, I don't even know what that thing's called, but him trying to get on to, which I don't know how I guess he was going to kill everybody on there and get his stuff back. And then him getting knocked off, and then I was like, oh, the little carriage thing follows him. I was like, that's cool, because I was like, man, he just left Yoda back there for miles.
So because he gets cut here, and the baby's reaching out for him. When he's reaching out for him, it looks like he's trying to heal him, which right there I knew he was force sensitive.
Uh-huh.
But he's not. They're kind of not. They're not gonna let that happen yet.
Yeah.
They're gonna tease it. That's almost like a foreshadow because you can tell that he's already force sensitive at such a young age. Okay. Now, granted, it takes a lot out of him.
Mm-hmm. Because he's a baby.
Because he's a baby. So, but then you fast forward to the whole thing with the frog scene was awesome.
Spit that out.
I love that frog scene. It is so freaking awesome.
Once again, the little thing's adorable.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
But once he gets help, then he has to go retrieve this egg. So all this for some huevo rancheros.
Wait, okay, so
that's
before
what
the
egg.
So he's speaking the Jawa language and stuff like that. And they told me he sounds like a Wookiee, and he was like, he pulls out the flamethrower, which is another thing. It was like, they're really showing us all the stuff they always tease with Boba Fett, like all the weapons and tools. And he pulls out, and he basically tries to roast the dude. He's like, do you understand that?
Yeah. Doesn't have the rocket in the back.
Doesn't have the rocket. That'd be amazing if he had the rocket.
Yeah.
But when he did, when they were making fun of him, he was like, understand that one?
Yeah. But the whole egg scene, just for some, like I said, just for some huevo rancheros, man. They want some huevo rancheros. That's what they want.
It's hard to get some eggs in the desert planets and stuff like that. So it did make me think of this, like, because this isn't Tatooine. Are Jawas everywhere?
Maybe because they're different Jawas.
Yeah, I mean, like, are they everywhere though?
But look, but also their ship. Mm-hmm. What the hell is that thing called anyway?
I don't know. It's right there.
Yeah, there it is. Anyway, but their ship, it's the same one as the one in Tatooine.
Right.
So you say, are they everywhere? Okay, cool.
Maybe they're traveling from planet to planet.
Yeah, and do they take the big thing with them everywhere they go?
It's a transformer. It converts into like a shuttle and stuff like that and takes off.
What is it, Meter Maid or what's it? Mega Maid.
Oh yeah, Mega Maid. She's gone from suck to blow.
So, so you have that whole scene where he's on top and they're throwing crap at him and all of that, and finally, they're willing to help.
Yeah.
Or they're willing to barter.
Yeah.
Give you your stuff back that you own. It's your stuff, but
which I was totally on the side. I was like, I'm not giving them anything. They stole from me.
What do you think about the creature designs?
As far as I can see this is where they spent their money at. Some of this stuff I can see like, okay, that CGI is not the best. It's not bad. It takes me out of it. But on the creature that he gets the egg from, they spent all their money on that because that was an amazing scene where the fight with it, it made you feel like, damn, he may lose, he may die, and like you really felt like a lot of times with the old prequels, he fought a big beast because that was similar to one of the beasts they fought in that little arena, right?
Yeah, it looked like it, not completely, but it looked like it.
And it was just kind of like, oh, we're gonna kind of hold it off and use some lightsabers, we're gonna take it down. But a normal person, he's got to think of different ways to take on this. The Rancor, he fought a Jedi, unfortunately. Yeah. So everybody else this was a desperate thing. I'm glad that they let him kill it and they didn't make Yoda kill the thing. Or Yoda light.
But Yoda helped.
Mini Yoda.
Yodi.
Hashtag Yodi. I like that. We'll forever call him Yodi.
So Yodi goes and he's, he does break it out finally. Mm-hmm. He's about to, he looks like he's done. He's done. Which, real quick, creature designs, great.
Yeah.
Robot design, but great.
Yeah.
Who does the production design where they have to make the freaking cave look like an anus? I saw that. I was like, damn, that looks like a butthole. What's going on with that?
Alien planet, sir.
Alien planet. Anyway,
people live in the butt.
Living in the boot. But yeah, I mean, you thought he was a goner. He's all covered in mud, and he's like, nothing is working. His armor's getting shattered. Nothing is working on this thing. And then out of nowhere, the small little baby Yodi hands come out, hold him up, which I don't understand how a little tiny little knife like that's going to kill that thing.
I mean,
unless I don't get it. But
he knows
whatever.
He knows creature physiology. It was like stab you right there.
That's your pressure point. And that's it.
It was a Beskar blade. It was very strong.
Takes the freaking egg, gets his parts back. Baby's all drained, has nothing left.
Yeah.
And Nolte won't. Jet Cates won't.
Yeah, he
join,
won't go.
He won't join him.
His 48 hours is over.
48 hours is over.
He already had his 48 hours.
So there you go. End of episode 2.
Yeah.
No real cliffhanger or anything except for the fact that Yoda's coming too, and the Mandalorian realizes.
Well, now they're out in space. You're wondering what planet they're headed to.
Yeah, but now he realizes that there's something special about this thing. Yeah. This thing just saved my life. I'm not giving it up.
So do you think he's going someplace else? Do you think he goes back to Carl Weathers? Do you think he goes back to where the Imperial people are at? Which is really weird because, like, they're still loyalists at this point. And it's like there's stormtroopers in old armor still there protecting them. And it's like, dude, your empire is over. And it's like, why are y'all still there? But I guess it's a precursor to...
Is this the beginning of the First Order, though?
Yes.
Because the First Order logo, that one guy has it. He has that First Order logo.
Yeah, well, I think that's the Imperial logo. So
is it? I thought it was the First Order logo.
That's what it's the Imperial logo.
Oh yeah, there it
is. It's the Imperial. I'm sorry if you can't see outside. The Imperial logo right over there.
But to answer your question, I think there's curiosity about going back to say, why I thought you hired just me. Why are you hiring all these other guys?
Yeah, especially
that curiosity is there.
Right.
But then to have him, unless he's gonna hide the thing, I don't know. So there's that.
But would he not go? Because he needs all the Beskar.
But if all of this stuff is happening, would you really want to risk taking him there?
Very true.
So
I'm gonna assume there's gonna be a space battle come up. I'm thinking because there's trackers on it, so people will still be able to track. If they found him on the planet, they're still gonna be able to track.
Then leave the egg there and just take him with you. Just him.
Is it in the egg or is it
the egg?
Okay. Yeah, probably. You would think. Yeah, just leave it. It's like you're gonna have to carry him.
Exactly.
You get the little thing and put him on the front. Anyway.
Exactly.
That way you can still shoot stuff like that. Flamethrower some people.
All right, so first 2 episodes in.
Great.
What are you thinking?
I'm
40 minutes long, so
they changed in length. Like one was like
it was 39.
Yeah, 39 and then 35 or something like that. So they're changing in length. I'm glad that they're not dragging out episodes to make a full hour. They get what they're trying to tell in the story and just kind of go on from that.
30 minutes is really bothering me. I think I'd rather have an hour.
I would like to have an hour too, but I think we'd have less episodes.
Okay. So you like it?
I love it.
All right.
And this was where we just made the whole point about the streaming thing. And I was like, I wish I could go and watch the rest of this series.
So does everybody else. And now, because of the success of The Mandalorian and how freaking awesome it is, which I actually found the damn pop.
Oh, really?
I do
already.
Have the pop.
Okay,
yes, I do. I will not mess. I'm not messing that thing up. I found the pop. I'm waiting for the figure, but anyway.
All right.
So now there is talk of the Mandalorian movie.
Okay, I could see that. Well, it depends on what they do. If they're going to do a second season,
I can completely see it. But
it would be straight to Disney Plus, probably.
Similar, and that's what I was going to ask you. So obviously, this is a darker tone to the Star Wars franchise. The audience is already invested. Mm-hmm. Yodi memes are everywhere now. Yodi memes are everywhere now. So, and we talked about this earlier. When you're looking at the production, it does look like a flat-out feature-length film.
When you look at it, it's like how we looked at Game of Thrones.
The budget, exactly. The budget is on par with the films. So, how should it be released? Should the Mandalorian movie be released in theaters as a Star Wars story, The Mandalorian, or should it be a freaking original film only on the Disney Plus, similar to how they have Lady and the Tramp?
I think that's the route that they're going to go. It makes the most sense to me because a lot of people signed up for Disney Plus
strictly for this.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean like all the hardcore Star Wars fans and Disney people understand that it is there. But that doesn't mean that everybody knows. And for it to be as big of a success as they look at all Star Wars films to be, everybody has to be wanting to see this thing. So it season 2 or 3, maybe its appeal has branched out to non-Star Wars fans to go ahead and come on the Disney Plus to come watch it. Maybe then at that point. But then you look at stuff like El Camino. How big was Breaking Bad, and it still went to Netflix.
Yeah, but it was briefly released in theaters. Irishman was briefly released in theaters.
I think they do that stuff for awards because for awards it has to be in the theaters for a certain run. It doesn't have to be in a bunch of theaters, but it has to at least be out there for a couple weeks, and then they can move it to a streaming service. But then at that point, because it released it theatrically, it's up for an award.
I think with Irishman, you're right. I don't think that with El Camino.
Okay.
There's no way in hell that was going to get nominated for anything.
Maybe they were testing the waters with it in theaters and it didn't do as well as they thought, and they were like, all right, just put it on Netflix.
Okay, this one will do well if they release it theatrically.
I hope so. We thought Solo was going to do well.
So I don't... Yeah, but that's marketing's fault. Yeah. That's Disney's fault. That has nothing to do with nothing. If they would have released that in December, we talked about it a lot of times. If they would have released Solo in December,
it would have done great.
It would have done just fine.
I mean, as much people hate The Last Jedi, that movie did great.
Yeah, exactly. So... Anyway, but I agree with you. I think that a movie would be great, but let's get through the first season.
Yeah,
let's get through the second season. I wouldn't bring anything like that.
They may run out of ideas by the time we get to the second season, and then we're like, I don't need a movie.
How about a series finale that's a movie?
Make me a 2-hour season finale. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, season finale 2 hours or series finale 2 hours. Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be great. Yeah, I would love to see that. I can't wait to see them explore more of the Mandalorians when they get back to Mandalore, because I'm sure he's going to go back to there. One thing I talked to Art about, I asked, because he hadn't seen the episode, and I don't know why I even asked him, but the female Mandalorian that he was talking to, because Rebels kind of predates this, so Sabine was a young Mandalorian. So he's talking to a female one that has the female style helmet. It's a different color. It's not the same color scheme as Sabine. But I thought like maybe they're gonna roll her in. Maybe they could, because it looks like they're trying to tie a bunch of the Star Wars universe together in this show. It's touching on a lot of things that we've all experienced before in other movies. Yeah. So if they're trying to like flesh out more of the universe, so I could see them bringing some Rebel stuff in here or some Clone Wars stuff into this. So maybe the Clone Wars tie is going to be Yodi. Maybe the Rebels tie is going to be Sabine. So I hope.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. Well, tell us what you think. Mandalorian. Should it be? Should the movie come out in theaters? Should it go straight to the Disney Plus? What do you think about the series so far? We're only 2 episodes in, or by the time you put this out,
we'll probably be 5 episodes in.
5 episodes in. But regardless, let us know what you think about Yodi.
Don't buy Yodi.
And that is you heard it here first. We named that kid Yodi.
If you start seeing Yodi memes or little Yodi hashtags, that's us.
That's us. Top flight. Terrence, take us home.
All right, that's it, guys. We're back on schedule with Rule of Two, so it's been coming out a little bit more frequently. So we got stuff to talk about, guys. Star Wars news is here. So when Mandalorian's over, we're rolling right into
Rise of Skywalker.
Last Jedi for some reason.
Sorry, Jeff.
But
he said
it's gonna keep rolling, and you'll be here with us for it.
All right. For Aspen and Art, where the hell they're at in a galaxy far, far away, I'm Annie.
I'm Terrence.
May the Force be with you.
And it was black and red. It was really cool. It was really cool. Really cool jacket.
All right.
I gotta find online a replica Vader helmet that's been all distorted and burned.
We can just burn that one.
No.
3, 2, 1.